Hello, welcome to this video. It's going to be the crypto taxes in all European countries 2022-2023. So I made a document that is a crypto tax overview from all the major European countries, and it's information that I collected during the last days, and I basically redid all the research that I did before I moved to Portugal. And I'm just going to showcase you where I found my sources, my dates, my articles, and so on, what I looked at. And this is obviously not financial, legal, or moving advice. It's simply a redo of all my personal research via Google and all the articles. So I have this document here. Now you can see I'm going to go over it. I'm going to show you all the data, where I got it from. If you do have any feedback, updates, or further links, please use the comment function or DM me on Twitter or on Telegram, and I'll just fix it. If you want to, you can copy this whole file and edit it yourself, change things, update, by going to File in the top left, and then make a copy. This will copy it to your own Google account. So let's go into it. On the first, I hope I didn't forget anything. Data updates, and yeah, I just hope that this will help you if you want to move. Maybe you are thinking about moving to Europe from America or something like that, or you are in Germany and want to move to France, and you like don't know what am I going to look at, what I do, how do I do it. This video is going to tell you how I did all that. So on the first website, you have the general info, a few links. Then you have the overview with the data, and then it goes through all the different countries. If you click here on Portugal, for example, you will get linked to the specific sheet at the bottom that has the sources for the information. Most of them will be like the tax map websites, Cointext, Portugal resident info, YouTube video. And if you do have more information, share it with me, comment, edit, and I will edit the file. So you have the language, English proficiency index, political situation, corruption index, the crypto tax rate, corporate crypto tax rate, which is not filled out completely because I didn't focus on it in the beginning, but I will fill it out completely a little bit later. What tax events are taxable? The tax break, crypto friendly. This is a rating that I made. I will talk about that a little bit later. Is crypto tax, zero crypto tax possible, and some non-compliance fines that I found. And then if you scroll down and more to the right, there is also some maps that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. So I just want to show you as well the different websites that I do use to get my information. And the first one are the two tax maps. So some of the data is rather old, so you always have to make sure that you do compare with multiple sources and make sure that the data you have is up to date, because tax systems, it's laws, they are constantly changing. Just now, Portugal is going to change something to 2023. Belarus is going to change in 2023. Anything can happen, so make sure that all the things you rely on are not the sheet, but rather how you do the research. So this, for example, has information on each country that you click on. It zooms in, and then you get some basic information where it came from. For example, let's go Germany. You pay income tax 0 to 45% on realization of gains, coin-to-coin trade, as well as coin-to-fiat trade. And this is some basic information, but you will find more in-depth and all the regulations and so on. You'll find those in the articles that are usually covering this. Then the second crypto tax map is the coin text. That's also color coded by favorable, neutral, and so on. And then you have, let's say, France. From 1st January 2020, French taxpayers are required to declare all of their crypto assets, blah, 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 and so on. So you got the basic information in there. Then something that I like to use in general as well is the OECD Better Life Index, which shows you what life is like in the country. And you can, on the right side, you can switch up and create your most favorable country, see what country you would move to if it was in, like, you want super high health, you want super good housing, maybe you don't care about education, you don't have children, so you just go, okay, environment. I like green, environment friendly countries. So you pop that up and you just see, okay, these are the countries that I would like to move to. All the data here is also available as index data. So when you click that, you got the OECD stats, and it's much more granular, much more detail. Then if you click on each country, let's say we go to Italy, you get a better overview in general, Italy, and then like what's housing like, income, all the details. The average grade is 6.5 for Italy in this case. You can find out more about your country or the target country or even your own country. So then the next thing, which I find very important, is the English skills of the people in that country. So you can see there is an index on how the English proficiency is in that particular country. If, for example, you are from UK and you want to move to Slovenia because it's really good for crypto tax, you might as well want to check out, hey, how do they speak English? Maybe I'm not going to move to Slovenia. I'm just going to move to the next best country, which is Netherlands, because they're very well spoken in English there as well. So these are the kinds of decisions that you could make. It's not just about crypto tax, but also about what the life is like in that country. Then the corruption perception index. You can see this is for Europe. It's yellow. The more yellow means better. The higher number is better. And Sweden, for example, is 85 out of 100 score. So the corruption perception index is very favorable, very good in that country. And in general, Europe is pretty okay. So can't be too wrong. This one is in the file if you want to, and then these are the maps that I created. This one is specifically for the war in Ukraine right now, because that's going on. You might not necessarily want to move too close to Ukraine. Maybe you say, okay, all the bordering countries are too risky for me, so I'll try to search crypto tax maybe more in the western part of Europe. So you would look at that. This is the most favorable index that I made up for myself personally. I'm going to show that in the file later. And then you got, again, the English proficiency. This is from the English proficiency website that I showed earlier. This particular map is from 2020. There is more current data from 2021 and 2022, but not all countries might be in there. So you have to like balance it out a little bit, looking at the different years. And there is the cost of living as well, which is telling you, like, is it cheap? Is it expensive? Monaco, for example, France is a little bit high. Switzerland is pretty expensive country. Portugal is very low. Well, Ukraine is still on there, but can't really live there right now. And this data is from movehub.com. You have it for the whole world. Also, if you compare maybe going somewhere else, it's not just related to Europe, but Europe is there as a single map. So let's go back to the actual file. I'm gonna show you a little bit more about that. I'm gonna zoom out as well. so you can see the whole thing. You don't necessarily need to be able to read it right now. So at the top, you have the country, Portugal, and then is it crypto friendly or not? That's probably the most interesting stat that I made for myself. The way I did it is I looked at is it possible to have 0% crypto tax in that country, and then up to a certain point from 0 to 10%, then 10 to 30%, and 30% to 50%. And once you have that covered from the general crypto tax rate, I made the map itself that gives me the situation. So after I've looked out through all the articles, so let's say I looked at France, we go here. I looked through a few articles, found out what is the crypto tax like, what is the system like, what do I have to pay, how are crypto to crypto transactions considered, and so on. I looked at all that. I select the color for it, which is based on the metric that I chosen, the percentages. I mark it on the map and I see, okay, now that I have the whole overview, I can see Portugal, Slovenia, Belarus, and Luxembourg are pretty favorable. And then I look at how is the general country doing. What does the political map look like? How is the cost of living? What is the English proficiency? What are the houses? Like how is it easy to find a good house? Is it easy to move there? Can I move as a European citizen there? That's all the things that I look at, and then I decide, okay, this is the country that I go to. So I'm not going to bore you with the all itsy bitsy details because you can read through all of them yourself in this file. And if you do find mistakes, as I said earlier, just let me know, comment on it. And that's pretty much it. Let's see what the chat is saying real quick about all this. A lot of corruption here in Sweden. Oink, oink. Important topic. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I hope it helps everybody. I'm in Iceland, and here you pay 22% tax of gains when you sell your crypto. It's treated like stocks. Not as good as Portugal, but from I see, is better than many European countries and the US. Yeah. Only tax when you sell it for real currency. What's the page name? The spreadsheet is in the comments, in the description, but I'm going to put it into the comments as well for everybody. Oh. Then the website themselves, they are all in the document as well. The links, for example, the general info, those are all the websites that I showed you earlier. They are in the document here in the general overview. And all the articles specifically for a country, you also have that. So for Spain, you click on Spain, and then it goes to the tab that is at the bottom here. Increase. And you got the information that I found, the websites, the main articles that I found about it, with the date from when that article was created. And you go back to main menu if you want to. So, and then what was the next questions? Why are some countries considered unfavorable tax regulation? What causes this? So this is something that I made for myself. I am showcasing how I arrived at my conclusions and how you can redo the same research for yourself. The unfavorable for me personally was if it was, for example, 50% or more taxes. So that means that for every gain that you make, you have to pay 50% to the country, and it's just gone. It's poof. It cuts into your profits basically. But if you just move, for example, from Germany, no, let's say from France to the Netherlands, which is not too far away, right? You're you're not moving too far. You can potentially reduce your taxes by a lot. You are an EU citizen. It would be easy to move for you, and it makes your life easier, right? So it's based on my own metrics, and you can make your own metrics up for that. Maybe you want a country that's more, I don't know, that speaks a certain language. Maybe you want a country that has okay crypto taxes, but has access to the ocean. You know, there are your own metrics that need to be set for that. These are just the ones that I made, and I hope this document helps other people. I don't think Canada or USA has 50% tax though for capital gains, unless we are talking short-term gain. It depends on country to country, and I did not make this for all countries and not for USA. So this one is specifically for Europe. If you would like to expand it to other countries, feel free. I would add them, make maybe even a new file. And I believe that in Canada and USA, you have the option to make to reduce your tax burden by a lot through additional vehicles, tax vehicles. And this is also specific to the file. This is covering. This does not cover any special tax reducing options. So it doesn't cover if you like go into a fund or create some kind of NIMCRAD or whatever they have in the Americas. So you'd have to look into that specifically. What this shows is what I did for me, and this way of system is how I researched this, is showing the blanket tax regulations that I look first at, and then I also look at all the other metrics that make me think of, okay, is this a country that I would like to move to, for example? Is that something that I want to do? And for me personally, after I did all this research, I also looked at stuff like Dubai and so on. But for me personally, at the end, it all came down to two countries that I considered to be the best option at that time, because I did this like a year ago for me personally. So I came to think either I go to Portugal, Slovenia, or Luxembourg. Luxembourg is pretty hard to get into. Slovenia was a little bit far off, and would have been pretty easy for me with language actually, because I speak Russian, and Slovenian language is a Slavic language. I would have been able to learn that pretty quickly. I looked into that, but in the end, Portugal was the best option. I like the forests here and the weather. So in the end, all the things considered, I decided for Portugal. Yeah, well, that's it then. What is OG saying? You can pay up to 5% tax for people moving to southern Italy for up to 10 years. Yeah, that's nice. but also dangerous. I would say politically risky. Called growth decree. Okay. Useful information in 4 years. Watch out. This might change. All change in 4 years. I live in Portugal. Yeah. Maybe we meet at some point. Tells. Well, that's it. Use the file, share it, don't use it. Contribute if you can. I'm really happy if you comment and expand the file. Thank you very much. That was it. Just a quick stream for everybody. And see ya on the next time when I talk about how to actually move to Portugal with all the ins and outs.